Let's show up an example of how this software called Tempo works. First of all, once we open it up, we can check the currency. In this case, if euros, or we can always change it. Go into configuration. We can select the language. We can select our currency, and also we can set up 3 templates. One is to send a quotation, one is to require a material quotation, and another one is to require an outsourced operation quotation. Let's start our example. First of all, let's suppose our customer cutting tools has sent this part to be quoted. Let's check the template. We can see it is a 60 millimeters diameter component, 105 length component, and the required material is F114, and it requires a hardening and a blackening. So before we start counting machining times, we should know how much the material costs and how much these two outsourced operation costs too. We access the customers and suppliers form. Here we have a list of all of our customers, material suppliers, and outsourced operation suppliers. In order to ask for a quotation, we can always call them, or we can use the email tools. We have 2 email tools, one focus on material and another one focus on outsourcing operations. Let's start with material 1. Once we clicked on this button, we get a complete list of all the possible email addresses of our material suppliers. In this case, as you can see, I set up all the email addresses to my own one because I don't want to be sending like fake emails. In this case, our material is still F114, so we're just going to select the steel suppliers. Once we are done, we click on next. The email editor pops up with the template that was created before, the one we have already seen. Dear, could you please send a quote, or can you please quote to me the pricing and availability for the following material? 3 meters of F114. As we can see, our 3 suppliers' email addresses are located on the blind copy box, which it means that you can send the same email to all of them, but they won't see among each other. They won't know you are sending this offer to other suppliers. We send it. Okay, next we're going to send an email to our blackening suppliers. We click on Outsource Operation button. We only have one. Continue. Dear Mary, could you please quote to me the pricing for So now we should attach the template. So I'm not going to do it in this case, it doesn't matter, and we send it. And now we do exactly the same procedure for the hardening suppliers. We all have one, we select it, and we send it. Now we should wait for our suppliers to reply back with the pricing. Let's suppose they have already come back to us and we are all ready to carry on with our quotation. Let's click on Budget button. We click on New Offer. Reference number 100101. The name, Eje Roscado. The amount, 50. Let's start with the material cost. First, we have to select the type of material. In this case, it's steel F114. On this list below, we get a historic list of all the previous offers we have ever got of this same material. As we can see, both of them are too old to be able to use them. So let's input the new quote we have just got from our supplier. Add steel F114, diameter 60, form round, density, date, price. Let's suppose it was our steel supplier 1. Save. We select this row. When we do that, we will see that the information moves to the left hand side of the form. So we can see the rate, the supplier's name, and the material name. We are only missing the bar diameter, 60, and the length plus an extra. The component was 105, so let's put 110. So we have already got the cost for one component of the material. Now we can also add a percentage charge related to the transportation, for instance, or any other we can think of, any other cost that we can think of. As you can see, 10% and the price already changed. Now, if we click to Info In button, all this information here will move to this box at the bottom, and all this information will be sent to our quotation. So we have all this information with us in time that we would need it. Send it. So we can see we have already got the material cost added to our position row. Next, the outsourced operation cost. We click on Others button. In this case, our list is empty, so let's add 2 new ones. As you can see, the price is per weight. So if we have rates from our suppliers and we know the component's weight, we will get the price straight away just typing the weight in this box. But in this case, we have only 50 components, which are a small amount, so the total weight is very low. What it means, the supplier will charge us a minimum bulk price anyway. That's why we have given 0 to the price. So when we select the row, the name of the outsourced operation will show up on this box, and then we have to input the price given from our suppliers on this box. Also, we can give an internal explanation like who the supplier is, what percentage we are adding on, etc. So let's put here, for example, and we put, for example, 0.35. We add a little bit on. Okay, for the moment we have this cost added on. Can you see blackening? Now let's add the hardening one. Do exactly the same. Others. At this very moment, we have the material cost and the outsourced operation cost added on the quotation. So we are ready to start calculating the machine's preparation cost and the machining cost. In order to do that, we have to press this button, Calculation of Time and Cost. First of all, we can see that all information goes to this frame to the top left corner. The budget number, the position, the phase number, the quantity, the reference number, and the name of the part. We can start like adding a name for all this phase. For example, We check the template. We have two phases here. One is to machine this part, and the second phase to machine this other part. Okay, so let's start with phase 1. First of all, we have to select the machine. When we do that, we see all this information related to the machine moves to all these boxes here. So the changing tool time, the approach and move away time, an extra, and the cost per hour. We are missing now the preparation cost. In this case, because it's a very simple preparation, we'll just estimate 1 hour and a half. Okay, next we have to select the bank of parameters. In this case, we're working with F114. We click and accept, and we can see on this box we have the information related to the bank of parameters. Okay, we are ready to start with our operation sequence. First, parting off diameter 60. Second, a bar fitting. Length of the component 105. Third, we have to make a roughing. Let's take this bar first, which is from 60 to 20 and a length of 30. Next, we have to make a second roughing from 60 to 41. The remaining millimeter will be removed with the finishing tool, and a length of 15. In this case, as we are using the same tool than on the previous operation, we need to switch on the sub-operation button. It means that the program will not count the machine time again, as the turret doesn't need to turn to select a new tool and doesn't need to approach, as it is already there. Roughing from 60, 41, 15. We switch off the sub operation button. Next, we do the finishing. Straight finishing. Diameter 40 and 15. And with the same finishing tool, so it means that we have to switch back again the sub operation button, we are going to phase the component. (60). So what it means, we have to phase this piece here from 60 to 40, from 40 to 20, and to 20 from 0. We are missing the threading. External threading with the tool. Length 30, pitch 1, and we got it. I forgot to remove the sub operation button, but it doesn't matter. I remove it from here, but now it's too late. Can you see the machine time here is 0? But to fix that, we can double click here and we get back on the machine time. Okay, external grooving to make this groove here. From 20 to 18, the tool thickness is 3, groove thickness is also 3. Finally, you have to do this little drill, diameter 3 and length 5.9. We are finished with this phase. So we save it plus new phase, which is we need to make a second phase. We can see on the box of the phase it says phase 2, and we can type a name. So let's put, for example, in this case, back part. We select the machine, we input a preparation time, let's say it is 1 hour. First operation is to change the component. As we are not working from a bar anymore, I estimate 20 seconds to change a component, plus the machine times already included, like opening and closing the door, and opening and shutting the clamp. Now, next, we have to make a roughing from 60 to 30 and a length of 50. Next, external grooving from 30 to 25 and a length of 20. The tool is like 4 millimeters width, 20, and the pass, let's say 2 millimeters. We can go over the groove profile with a pass of 0.2. Now we can face the component using the same tool, so we switch back on the superposition button, diameter 60, switch it off, and finally we're missing the drill and the internal threading. Let's center the drill. We accept. Now the drill, one, a length of 13.6. Okay. And internal threading, length say 12 and a pitch of 1. Everything is done, so we can save and go back to our quotation main form. Budget. If we check on the table, we can see the preparation cost, which is the sum of the two phases, and the same with the machining cost. So we have the cost of the component. We are missing the delivery date here. Select English. Delivery date, say 10 working days from the purchase order date. We can change the total to round the number up for any other reason, say like you put 11.5 and just send it over. When you see here, you still have the cost which you have already calculated, but here you have the new total of this position, which is the one that's going to come up on the quotation report sent to the customer. Now the customer, we need to know the code, so let's check it. Our customer here is 6. Okay, so put 6, the date of today, the validity of the budget. This quotation will expire in 4 weeks. Okay, we send it. We have the customer name here. We have finished our quotation. Let's print it for our records. We can print it. Also, we can save it as a PDF file. The proper location to save it is in the folder Presupuestos. As you can see, I'm going to go back so you can see it. So you have to go to Tempo, Presupuestos, and here. And here you have to put exactly the same number as the quotation. Save. This way Tempo will be able to locate the file and send it by email to our customer. We close it. When we press the email button, this template shows up with our customer email address already there. Also our PDF already attached. And our template, dear John, attached with this email I am sending you the quote as requested. Kind regards. So we send it. And everything is done. I hope you liked it, and thanks for your interest.